Joao Cancelo has joined Bayern Munich this January transfer window. Every single transfer window, there's that one signing that just comes out of nowhere and is a complete shock, and this might be exactly that. As always, let me know your thoughts of Cancelo to Bayern Munich in the comment section. I'd love to hear it, and while you're down there, make sure you subscribe. We're to 2,000 subscribers. So this comes fresh off of Fabrizio's tweet. Bayern have completed the agreement to sign Joao Cancelo. Here we go. Deal set to be completed on loan plus €70 million buy option clause. Cancelo has told Pep Guardiola that he wanted to leave. Medical later tonight. So, I mean, this has come out of left field. I did not think Man City were going to sell any of their players, let alone their star players, in Joao Cancelo. Now, it's fair to say he hasn't had the best season for Man City, especially post-World Cup. But the fact they've got rid of him this late in the window is a power move by Pep Guardiola. Apparently, they've had a bust-up on the training ground with Joao Cancelo apparently annoyed because he was not starting against Arsenal in the FA Cup. And in fact, Pep Guardiola has opted to use Rico Lewis instead of Cancelo. To have an 18-year-old start over you can be a bit of a kick in the teeth, especially for Cancelo, who in my opinion was one of City's best players last season and is a world-class fullback. And he was my team of the season last year for Man City and for the whole Premier League, in fact. So the fact that he was not even playing for Man City recently, has now kicked up a fuss and wants to leave. It's a massive, massive deal. And it kind of aligns with what I've said about Man City this season. I said there's something not quite right about that football club. They're not quite cohesive, gelling together. I mean, all the pundits are saying, oh, Man City, I still tip them to win the league because they're going to go on some run. Yeah, I mean, they can go on a run. They've got the quality to do so. But going on like a 10-15 game win streak isn't only about your quality, it's about the boys you have around you, like your teammates, your cohesion, how you get along with each other. And Man City just don't seem to have that this season. The fact Cancelo is now falling out with Pep Guardiola, and Pep Guardiola's done what, to be fair, any big manager has done, and flexed his muscle and said, look, if you're going to get annoyed, you can go. No player's bigger than the club. I know you were massive for me last season, but trust me, you are replaceable. And he's done exactly that by shipping him out to Bayern Munich. What does this do for the title race? I mean, we're looking at Arsenal, who are potentially going to sign Caicedo. Of course, if you're interested in that story, make sure you subscribe down below. I already dropped a couple vids on Caicedo and we'll be keeping up with that story throughout the rest of this transfer window. If they do sign someone like Caicedo, that's a massive pull for Arsenal. While in the same 48 hours, Man City have lost one of their best players in Joao Cancelo. It's kind of amazing how things can happen and so massive for football. I think this is giving Arsenal a boost in this title race, to be honest, because Man City, although they've got depth in their positions, that's one of the strengths they have. I have to say that Cancelo has been a match winner for them in recent years. The way he can just whip those balls in, his Trivela outside the foot crosses are unbelievable. He's been so good against the low blocks. He hasn't really played much this season, of course, and Man City have had kind of fluctuating results, maybe due to that, maybe due to a collection of reasons. But the fact he's now been shipped up by Pep Guardiola, and I don't see Man City signing a replacement this January at least, that could be waiting until the summer. Oh, I mean, it's just massive for them. In terms of Bayern themselves, they've gathered an absolutely amazing fullback here in Joao Cancelo. You don't just turn into a horrible fullback overnight. Of course, his decline has been very apparent since last season, and to be fair, the start of this season, even he wasn't amazing, but still looking decent. But definitely in the World Cup, from the World Cup starting onwards, his decline has been immense. But there is a player in there, and Bayern Munich can harness out him to the best of his abilities, and hopefully he can help them maybe lift the Champions League. Of course, they're still in a dogfight for this Bundesliga. It's been really close. Union Berlin are keeping up with them. Dortmund, Freiburg even, Leipzig. It's been really close actually in Bundesliga, which is nice to see because in recent years, Bayern Munich have just completely run away with it. So the fact that it's a bit closer now, obviously, is nice to see for everyone that wants to keep up those leagues. And I think a lot of the top leagues have been close. You even look at the French league's been close. Serie A's been close. Well, Serie A not so much. Napoli run away with it. But Bundesliga's been close. Of course, the Premier League, Arsenal half running away with it. But it's still kind of close, even with the top four race. So it's nice to see that. Bayern Munich have landed themselves an absolute superstar in Joao Cancelo. Pep Guardiola has flexed his muscles and has kind of just said, Cancelo, you can get out of here because we don't need any troublemakers in the squad. Maybe that will help fix the kind of problems City, I believe, they've had behind the scenes and why that's the reason they haven't quite hit the ground running. But who knows? Overall, it just goes to show that, hey, no player's bigger than the club, and they've proved exactly that. Will they sign him permanently in the summer? I believe so. 70 million for Cancelo, it probably is about right in his market value. I'd be willing to pay, but it's just a massive signing just before deadline day as well. As always, let me know your thoughts of Joao Cancelo to Bayern Munich in the comment section down below. I'd love to hear it. If you're new and you love football transfer news stories as well as match reactions, make sure you subscribe down below. Road to 2,000. I've been Football and hope to see you all in my next video.